Hello students, today we have come with the new video in which we have tried to show you the relation between arcs and the chord of a circle. So here is the diagram, a circle with center O. Whenever we draw a chord in a circle, you will find that it divides the circle into two parts. Each part have separate arcs. So in this diagram, when I draw chord AB, the chord AB divides the circle in with the two arcs, arc AYB and arc AXB, and that you get with the help of center angle drawn. AOB is the central angle. So the whatever measurement you have of the central angle AOB, the same it will have the measure of arc AXB. But if I draw a chord AB, then I get two arcs as shown in the figure. Arcs are arc AXB and arc AYB. Clear? So we can say that arc AXB and arc AYB corresponding arcs of chord AB. In other word, you can also say that chord AB is called corresponding chords of arc AYB and arc AXB. Clear? So these two arcs have their relation with chord AB. If you can draw one more chord in the figure, again you will have different arc. So whenever you will draw two chord, you will get the circle in a two parts. So both the parts will give you two different arcs. Now let us see what happens about the congruent arcs of a circle. So if the measure of the two arcs of a circle are same, then the two arcs are congruent. For example, let us take one arc is having measure as a 80 degree. So the second arc also is having measure as a 80 degree. So we can say the two arcs are of a equal measure, and we can also say that the two arcs are congruent. Let us see the diagram. Here a circle with center O, and we have different chord in it. If you'll see, if you talk about chord AC, which is act as a diameter, and if I take chord AC, again I will have circle in a two parts. One is arc only AC and the other one is arc ABC. You can see the two arcs are there, and you can say that both the arcs are equal. Why? Because as you know, diameter divides the circle in a two equal parts. So the arc AC will be equals to arc ABC also. Clear? Let us see some more points. We can here say arc AXB equals to arc BYC. Why? Because each is measuring your chord AB congruent to chord AC. That means if I say arc AXB is equals to arc BYC, then I can say chord AB is congruent to chord BC. So we learn that when the two chords corresponding to congruent arcs, then the two chords are congruent. As it is shown that arc AXB is congruent to arc BYC, then the chord AB will be congruent to chord BC. If I say chord AB congruent to chord BC, then I can say minor arc AXB congruent to arc BYC, or major arc ACB congruent to major arc BAC. When the two chords are equal, you know that each chord has two corresponding arcs. One is minor arc, the other one is major arc. So both the minor arcs will be congruent to each other, and same way both the major arcs will be congruent. Just opposite to this, when the two major arcs are congruent, then their corresponding chords will be congruent, as it is shown in this figure. Clear? So it is clearly stated that in a circle, or if you can take two different circles, if the two chords are congruent, then their corresponding minor arcs are congruent. Also their major arcs are also congruent. Same way we can do the opposite of it. If the two minor arcs are congruent, then their corresponding chords are congruent. Clear? Now let us see one example and see what we can do. There is a diameter PQ and RS of a circle with center C, and they are saying that PQ and RS diameter, they are perpendicular to each other at C point. Here is the diagram. C is the center. Chord PQ, I am taking name as a chord PQ and chord RS, which are also called as diameter. Why? Because they are passing through center of the circle. Next part is they are perpendicular to each other at point C. That means I can say easily PQ is perpendicular to chord RS, or I can say that diameter PQ is perpendicular to diameter RS at point C. Therefore, at point C, four angles are formed: angle PCS, angle SCQ, angle PCR, angle RCQ. And I hope you can guess the measure of each angle will be 90 degree. Why? They are perpendicular, and at a point if one angle is 90 degree, the remaining three also will be 90 degree. Also, whatever the measure of the central angle, PCS is a central angle. If this is 90 degree, their corresponding central arc also intercepted arc also will be 90 degree. What they are asking? State why PS and SQ are congruent. Arc PS and arc SQ are congruent. Why? Because angle PCS is 90 degree, so major arc PS also will become 90 degree, because the measure of arc is equals to the measure of its central angle. Same way, angle QCS is 90 degree, so measure of arc QS also will be 90 degree. Therefore, I can say that measure of arc PS equals to measure arc XQ, because the measure of each arc is 90 degree. Clear? Let us go for the next part. Thus, why we say that? Keeping this in a mind, you will say 90, 90, 90 and 90. So, the total measure of all the adjacent arc of a circle is 360 degree. My dear friend, if you join two protractor, it forms a circle, and the total measure at one protractor is 180 degree and the second one is 180 degree. So total it forms the circle and it becomes 360. And that is why when you add all the arc PS, arc SQ, arc QR and arc PR, it will give you 360 degree. Therefore, you can say measure of arc PS equals to measure of arc SQ equals to measure of arc RQ and measure of arc PQ, and measure of arc PR equals to 90 degree. I hope it is clear how did you get this measure. Then you might be having one question in your mind. Can you name the congruent chords and explain why they are congruent? I think you need to think on it. Hope the concept is clear with you. See you next time with new video.